Okay, if you haven't had enough, here's video number 2. Video number 2 is about Comp 15. So let's hop on over there. We could click right here. We could be in Schoology in the Comp 15 folder. Both places get us to the rubric. Here it is. OMG, what is this? No, it's a whole big story taking up an entire page. Why? Well, here's the deal. Last year, I went to a college instructor, English instructor conference, and one of the, sorry, just had to check something. One of the presenters shared their assignment with us, and it looked just like this. I copied her format. She said we could, so it's cool. Because what I recall from college and what she confirmed is rubrics aren't always given out at the college level, so our old buddy here often won't be seen by you. Instead, you're going to get something that looks like this. And so I wanted to share this with you in our last paper so you could kind of like fun quiz yourself to see if I was given this without a rubric, could I actually understand it? So you can peruse this, but I'm just going to highlight a few things for you. If you want to read it on your own and just get the information, you can stop the video now. If you want to listen to me go through it with you, I'll do that right now. So as I said before, Comp 15, big paper, big boy, 10 pages minimum and 10 sources minimum. No big deal. Forget about that stuff for now. Like I told you before, we're going to work at this step by step. And step 1 is don't worry about how long this is or any of those kind of details. Okay, now what is this thing? Well, we're going to be writing a researched argument, which is just a way to say we're writing whatever you want to write about as long as it's an argument and it uses research. Um, I asked you to get inspired by your Comp 14 book, the nonfiction book. You made a topics list. You came up with some interesting topics. It's any kind of topic you want, and it is any type of argument that you want. In the past, we've looked at arguments of definition. We looked at evaluative, like with our debates. We've talked about proposals and causal arguments, ones that suggest causation. So there's lots of types of arguments, any type, any topic. Okay. But what you can know is this is our most important paper because it combines everything that we've worked for in the last year. This is the one that prepares you for college, although they all have, but this is the one where you really show it. And this is the one where you demonstrate your high school mastery. So some specifics, obviously minimal errors with a focus on grammar 15. We'll get to that later. And all the grammar rules we've studied. It should be logically sequenced and cohesive, which is what we're going to be sort of starting on, like what we're going to argue and how we'll order it. You should, as we've had in every paper, have a background that provides context for your argument, have solid, well-developed reasons, and anticipate defeat counter arguments. We're also shooting to use rhetorical appeals and devices, and we're using 10 sources smoothly, effectively to support all debatable claims. You're using your sources in a balanced way without over-reliance on any one source. All uses of sources should be cited effectively and correctly to match the first item on your works cited page. This is where we'll really perfect works cited and citation. So if you're still shaky on it, no worries, we will be there. Also think about your own writing and what's a goal that you'd really like to work on in this paper. You're writing this for an academic audience that includes me and your peers, and you can imagine a broader academic audience of scholars who would be interested in your research. Okay, now the actual process. So we already made the topics list. Like I mentioned in the previous video, You're going to pick one that you think is particularly fun and interesting, and you're just going to answer the question. So you wrote a question, answer it with an argument, and then from there, build your argument into an enthemy. That would be your claim, your answer to your question, your reason, your big overarching reason, and then your warrant, which simply means the reason your reason is true. So for a warrant, you could say the reason my reason is true is because. Okay, I'll show you an example. That'll be your paper's thesis. Then after that, you will be turning that argument into a little outline. I'll show you an example of your little outline on Schoology. Finally, this week, like I said when we looked at the schedule, you're going to be making a works cited page. That'll get linked as a reply to your post on Schoology. You're going to use at least one credible website or page, a journal article from the databases, at least one, and your fourth quarter nonfiction book. The rest of your sources can be any of those types, at least one of each. Make sure that you reference them accurately and you have them read, annotated, and cited in MLA format on your works cited page. Only include the ones that you will actually use, which will start cutting if you have extra ones later. You might be thinking, well, what the heck are these sources going to be about? Well, your sources will help you in your mini outline, and I'll walk you through that in just a minute. That's where we're going to stop here on this page because the rest we'll take a look at when we get to it. If you want to take a look at the rubric 2, you can, but you'll notice it's identical basically to the Comp 11 rubric because both are dealing with research and argumentation. So check that out, and that is where this video stops. For more information on the actual assignments that you're doing, watch that next video. Okay, bye-bye.